Hey everyone, Neil here from Post to Post. Thank you for joining me today. A couple of weeks ago, Team Canada announced their Olympic hockey jerseys. Jerseys, as in plural, because they announced 3. And I am disappointed. I'm not going to drag it on. That is my general opinion. I am quite disappointed. But I do want to dive a little bit deep into each one, talk about the jerseys, talk about the logos. We'll look at some pictures. I'll bring them up and we can go through it. So get your snacks, get your drinks, and get ready for some not so positive opinions, I think. So let's bring up the first one, and I'll walk you through the images in the exact same order that I saw them online. So the first one that I saw was actually the black jersey. So they showed a close-up of what is, I think on the arm, it's the arm patch. It's the Team Canada kind of representation Olympic logo. They've got the Olympic rings down below. They've got the Canadian maple leaf up top, which is pulled from the Canada flag, obviously. And then that whole thing is in a kind of a extended circular shape. So we've seen, similar logos to that. I think it's a cool arm patch. It would be fine on a shoulder patch. I don't really have much to say about that. And then we get to see the front of the jersey. So this is the Bauer version of the jersey. I think this is basically the retail version. And here's where things kind of fall off for me. So that logo, it's not unfamiliar. It's not unfamiliar at all, because we've seen at least a variation of that logo for probably close to a decade. We have to go back, 2018, 2017, kind of around that time period when we first saw that logo, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to fact check that on Google after this, but it was kind of around that era. So we're approaching really a decade of this logo. And it's not that it's bad, it's just not good, at least not in this instance. And so I just feel like it's overly modern. It's used in the complete wrong way. And I think the black jersey is a really good primary example of that. It feels odd having the maple leaf black just in general. That feels like a bit of a no-no. I saw some other people with that comment as well, so I would definitely echo that. It's a maple leaf. Maple leafs are yellow, red, orange, green. Like there's basically every other color except for white and black and gray in the monotone colors. Like it's foliage. It changes depending on the time of year. But the prettiest and most well-known maple leaf is red. That's why it's on our flag, our Canadian flag. So to have it black, it feels dead, and it's just full of despair and anger and emptiness. It's just an odd color choice. Not the jersey, again, just the logo. Just the logo, having it that black, and I don't know, it doesn't need to be sleek. It's the Olympics. It needs to be historic and representative of the country. I don't think, actually, now that I say that out loud, having a logo that is black, despair, struggling, that pretty much sums up the Canadian economy. So actually, you know what? I completely changed my opinion. This matches Canada perfectly. But generally, fine jersey, just don't like the black logo. Let's move on to the next one, which is the white one. I think this is the best one. And this is really where I started to notice some other things about the jersey. So in this specific version, we have a different Team Canada logo on the other sleeve. Yes, it's on the black one, but I didn't notice that until I got to the white one. I was so distracted by the black logo, I didn't notice it. So the Hockey Canada logo on the left sleeve, right as we're looking to it, and obviously it's the top of the photo here, the close-up, that is an amazing logo. I love that logo. From my understanding, they cannot use that on the front of a jersey. I don't know the exact reason, but that is a travesty, so not a fan of that. But the logo, the primary logo here on the front, exact same logo, but it's red and it's on white, and it feels so natural compared to the previous one that we saw. It's night and day. And the other thing I noticed about this jersey is that the stripes cut off. Didn't notice that on the black one. I just noticed it on the white one. And of course I went back to the black one, same thing. So it's funny how different presentations of color make you notice or not notice certain elements of the jersey elsewhere. And this isn't just jersey specific. This is, an art rule in general. So it's interesting to me. I like to be surprised. So the logo itself, still not a fan of, but at least it's red. Now the next one, it's the red version. We're back to the black logo. It looks better than on the black jersey, but I still don't like that the logo is black. Now I want to talk specifically about that logo. So I talked about it being around for roughly almost a decade, and it really doesn't make sense because it's actually not that popular of a logo. Most people don't like the logo. Most people like the traditional Team Canada logo from any other previous Olympics in the history of Canada, basically, other than this one. I think, personally, I have no reason or data or information or otherwise to think that what I'm about to say is true, because I don't know if it is true. I just feel, as somebody who works in the industry of marketing and tech and design, I feel like there is a monetary reason that we are seeing this logo be played out way long past its prime time. What I mean by that is that typically companies don't have internal graphic design departments, or they may have one graphic designer, but they just do a couple of things, and then they hire marketing agencies externally to do the rest of the work. Almost every single large company in the world does this because there are specific marketing agencies that specialize in certain things. You want a very well done production style video of maybe it's a product, maybe it's a vehicle, maybe it doesn't really matter what it is, an interview. Maybe you don't have the skill set in-house and you have to get that special marketing agency to do exactly that. Maybe you want to create a catalog. And yes, technically you might be able to do that in-house, but it's so much easier to get someone who's experienced and can just streamline it and just do it. You contact that marketing agency. You need someone to manage your social media, get a specific marketing agency that specializes in that. This is a very, very common thing. So what I'm getting at is that I believe personally that Hockey Canada, roughly a decade ago, probably contracted some marketing agency or a graphic design agency or whatever to create this logo. And they paid a significant amount of money for it. And they were disappointed that people didn't really like it. And I feel like at that moment, they knew they were in the bind because they spent so much money on it. It would be fiscally irresponsible to only have that logo in market for one Olympics or a World Junior or whatever. It doesn't really matter, for just a couple of years. So I think for monetary reasons and to be fiscally responsible, Hockey Canada is likely extending the life of this logo to make it, I guess, like stretch the dollar, like make it worthwhile. That's what I personally think. I don't have any reason to factually believe that. I just think that that's the situation. Because to me, there's no good reason why you would continue to use a logo that clearly most Canadians do not like. Go on Reddit, go on Discord, go on Twitter, go on Facebook. Not just this recent announcement, go back 4 years, go back 2 years, go back any time that they've used this logo in the previous international hockey, and you will see that the majority of people commenting do not like this logo. So why do they keep on using it? Ask yourself that. Food for thought. Let's move on to the next photo. It's just an entire shot of the jersey. Now, we recently talked about the Slovakian jersey on the channel. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I think that is one of the best jerseys ever created, not just for the Olympics, not just for international hockey, I'm talking hockey in general. Absolutely stunning jersey. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. You don't have to watch my video, but just go online and see it. It is such a beautiful jersey. So well done to Slovakia, and not so great to Team Canada here. So it's a simple jersey, simple striping, modern logo, but to me, it doesn't represent Canada. And to me, you don't need a modern logo for the Olympics. The Olympics is a historic event, not a futuristic one. Here is a side shot of the game-worn version of the jersey, basically. So we can see the logo on the side there. I think it's going to look good in a uniform. I just don't think it's as good as it could look. It could look so much better. Team Canada, go back to 2014. That was an amazing jersey. Bring it back. It's undeniably one of the most popular Team Canada jerseys ever, if not the most. And how do you not reuse it? If you're going to reuse something like this, which they've previously used and not a lot of people liked, why wouldn't you bring back something that people loved? So that's really one of the main things behind this. It's not that this is terrible. It's that you've used so many other amazing things in the past and you just can't use that anymore. You don't want to use that anymore, or whatever the reason is. Don't like it. Here's a front-on shot. You get McDavid here. And then another graphic that they provided. You can see the red and the white. I think these are on sale right now if you want to go buy them. It's not I'm not saying don't go buy them. I mean, go buy them. Represent Canada. I'm not saying don't buy them or don't represent Canada just because it's a silly logo or whatever. Hockey is life. Canada must win. And then another graphic here of, I wanted to show this because I always love to see jerseys in different lighting. So we saw studio lighting. We just saw actual players wearing it in different lighting. And now we see literal natural sunlight here on these jerseys. It's always good to look at these jerseys in different lighting, regardless of the jersey, league, team, doesn't really matter. Find as many photos as you can. So I'm glad that they did provide this at least. And then here's the actual store, I guess, shots, the studio shots for the store. Like I said, you can go buy them right now. I do like the numbers on the back, the way that they're designed. They have that little bit of dot matrix kind of look. Ooh, that really aged me. It has this design that gives it some depth and some perception of that it's jumping off the jersey. So I do like that. To be fair, I like the font as well. It's a bit funky, but I hate that the stripe is on the front, it goes all the way around. Well, that's not the part I hate. The part I hate is that the fact that it doesn't continue on the back. Why is it cut off on the back? Don't like that at all. Here it is without the numbers, in case you're interested. Here's the red one. To me, it's even more apparent on the red one that the striping is cut off on the back. I don't understand that decision. I don't mind it in the arm, but on the back of the jersey, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And here's the white one, which I'll end on this one. I think this is the best one. I would even say that I honestly like this one. Yes, it's not my favorite logo, but at least it's red. At least it matches. It's a fine jersey. If I was going to buy any of them, it would definitely be the white one. But I know I'm just one person. I know that my opinion isn't right, even though I'm sharing it with you. That I don't think I'm right. It's just my opinion. You can love the red one. You can love the black one. You can love the logo. It doesn't really matter to me. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just here because I love hockey. And I love talking about hockey. I love talking about design, jerseys, logos, all that good stuff. And for some reason, you clicked on this video because you're probably interested in wondering what someone else thinks. So I'm wondering what you think as well. Leave your comments down below and let me know, because like I said, I'm only one person. My opinion is really meaningless. We're all equal. We're all even. So I would be very curious to hear your opinion down below in the comment section. Every space on the internet has a different user. Facebook has a certain type of people. Instagram has a certain type of people. Discord, Reddit, all that stuff. YouTube also has a different kind of social environment, I guess. So, maybe opinions are a little bit different from YouTube users than there are Reddit users. That's why I love your comments. It doesn't matter if it's about jerseys, logos, design, concepts on Fridays. It doesn't matter. I always love hearing from you guys. So if you have a couple of minutes, leave them down below. Leave those comments down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. We will be talking about Team Finland jersey coming up in a video very shortly on the channel. We also need to talk about some other teams as they release. Germany, United States, Sweden, and so on and so forth. So we will definitely be talking about those. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button so we can talk about them as soon as they're released. Hope you're having a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Adios.